get this off my put these doors back on and these drawers back in. And then I think I'm gonna do some doors. Probably not the exterior doors today. Because exterior doors, well, I might be able to get one tore out and one in, but to have both tore out and both put in by the end of the day probably won't work. So, oh, come on. That's gonna be hard to stain that spot. I don't think that goes there. It might go there. Those other ones were all together. Same size, but still. That's the one that came in, that's the one that goes back in. Only thing I gotta cut in the top, I might do that, is the sink. Size is already its size. First drawer already opens outward, so that's where it's gonna go back. See what I mean by angle? Whoever's putting these on, they're putting them in on an angle. Could just run a new hole, but creates a new hole. Like if you're a cabinet maker, why are you not doing that right? This is the right way. Pre-drill. Bam. That's the right way of doing it. My guess is they're doing them from while the door is closed or something. Or they're doing them, they're putting them together from above the cabinet, coming down and reaching into it. And they should be laying laying back down towards the person. Then no matter what way they are, they still should be ran in straight. This one, and this one. I don't think these ones are too bad. Oh, come on. Man, I think these are a #1 bit, so the bit I'm using is wrong. That plays a part. I'm not skipping. Might have to adjust these. I'm not pulling the #1 out for those, so they come a little closer to each other if they're able to. I'm not sure if they're able to. That might be too much. This cabinet should be going this way now. Adjust it to where it's gotta go. And then pre-drill. left-handed. Alright. Last door. Come on. Have to hold it. It has to be in the right spot. Alright. All good. Kitchen is good. Should I cut the sink? Probably should. Just to get it out of this box so it don't get stolen if somebody decides they would like to break in the house. Alright. But I have to cut on something. Probably have to use that box and this vanity to cut on. Try not to drag. Really shouldn't. It really won't hurt it though. Oak's pretty tough. Alright. Where to hang this? Up here. No, the battery's going low on this camera. It might cut out soon, but we don't go until it cuts out. Get the size or where it needs to be, where your sink needs to be, and most sinks are 32 1/4 by 21 1/4. Well, that's your hole. And then your corners need to have a 45-degree angle on your corners so you don't see them above the sink. They're gonna take your first sink base, which is 36, half of 36 is 18. Put you right in the middle of your sink base. That's the middle of your sink base. Your sink's going to sit in the middle of that. It doesn't have to, but you want it to. So the middle of your sink will be 42 5/16. Well, we could say 42 1/4. Good enough. 42 1/4. 42 1/4. Don't have to cut the edge off, the end off. We just need to cut a hole for this sink. All-in-one sink. It's a nice sink. It's like $349. Comes with your faucet, little soap dispenser. Comes with the racks. The racks comes with your basket strainers, all that. Good deal. I have a better one. I have a couple better ones, but there's another one for like $439. That's actually really, really nice. But there's no reason to put that nice of a sink in here. Sometimes tenants just ruin shit. Great. There goes my jacket. Whew. Alright. Gotta hit the middle of this. And I gotta be able to get behind it. Okay. $42.25. Yep. Sure is. These little tabs gotta come off. They like to stick into people's shoes if you don't get rid of them right. You ever smashed your finger in between a pair of pliers? It sucks. It sucks. Trash. 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 Look at that. A cigarette. Somebody put it out somewhere. Those cigarette butts annoy the shit out of me when they throw them out on the ground, on the hardwood flooring, and put them out on paint, put them out on window ledges. Worst of all is they put them out on brand new sinks. I've been yelling at everybody not to do that, telling them to stop putting the shit out, at least on the sinks, because that pisses me off. Brand new stainless steel, and they put a butt out right on it. I don't even think they think. A lot of people don't think. Or they just don't care. It's one of the two. People aren't thinking enough, or they just don't give two shits. Alright, 42.25. Very hard to see, but I see it. So that's why you triple check. 42.25. Then you want 32.25 for your hole this way. 21.25 for your hole this way. So sometimes I lose these lines because they're really, really hard to see. But I'll get it. So then you measure, take half, what's half of 32.25? 16 1/8. So I usually do this. Don't like to go to the end of this because it can screw you up. So I always go to 17 1/8. 17 1/8. Right in the middle of your line, your mark. And I don't mark a V mark on these tops because you can barely write on it, so I just try to draw a bold line. So I bring it at 17 1/8, and then I mark my 1 inch. I should just extend my tape out. 17 1/8. Bam, right in the middle of the mark. And I'll mark my 1 inch. Nice and bold. If you look in the sun, you'll see it. Flip it around. Or I could do 1 inch. And then make sure your tape's straight. 1 inch on your mark. Then go 17.25. The reason you're going 17.25 is because you're going above 1 inch because you're in 1 inch. So 17.25. 17 1/4. More. 1 inch. $17 1/4. I'm gonna draw the line, then we'll triple and double and triple check. Whew. Come on. I gotcha. Alright. Mark your line. You don't use a marker because you could end up seeing the marker on the outside of the sink. So you have to use a pencil. Don't go all the way with your line. About there. About 1.5 inches away from the edges. Got my mark there. My mark here. Yes. I lost it for a minute. Got my mark there. So, of course, this should be 32 1/4. 32 1/4. Outside to outside is 32 1/4. Should be the same up here. 32 1/4. 32 1/4. Alright, now what I do is I got 21 1/4. I want to stay 1.25 inches off of this, 1 1/8, 1.25 inches, however you want. So you got 21 1/4 is your hole. So you make it 22.5 for your first mark. And back there would be 1.25 inches off. And that will land you at 21 1/4. 22.5 minus 1.5 inches is 21 1/4. No. Yeah, that's right. No. Sorry. 22.5 minus 21 1/4 is 1.25 inches, which will be your back dimensions. 21 or 1 1/4. And then that puts your hole at 21 1/4. And you'll get it perfect every time. But not all sinks are 33 by, what is it? 33 by 22. Not all sinks are the same size. Some are smaller, but most double base sinks are going to be 33 inches by 22 inches. Which is that you're always going to cut it at 32 1/4, 21 1/4. And you're going to stop. Don't go extend past that. Don't extend past your mark. Because your corners going to be a little 45. And I'll show you how to do it without chipping that. A little 45. Doesn't have to be all 45 up here. Just needs to be, it could even be there to 45 it. As long as that square ain't completed. Because if that square is completed, you could see it. Because really all you have is a pretty much like a 5/8 lip all the way around, or a 3/4 lip all the way around. Alright, we're gonna take this handy dandy level and measure 1.25 1.25. Push hard. Your tape, when it's crooked, it can mess you up. That's 1.125 when you're crooked. So push hard. Get it with one eye. Got your 1.25. Do it again on this side. 1.25, which when you move this side, that means the other side moves. Push hard. 1.25. Check this side again. 1.25. 1.25. That's it. Make your mark. Doesn't mean everybody's gonna get it the first time. Their straight edge can slip. Slick surface, so whatever you're using for a straight edge can slip easily. I just did this thousands of times. Alright, here's my mark. 45. Little 45. Cut that with the saw. Then I'll cut that back with the sawzall. I shouldn't be hitting nothing underneath. But we're gonna measure again, make sure we got 21.25. $21.25. $21.25. $21.25. That's it. We're good. Alright, I'm back. Battery died. This camera like eats up batteries. I want to say they last maybe an hour and a half. Then you got a battery that seems like every time the new charged battery, you got it at 97%, 98%, which isn't full. But I guess, I don't know. It drains the battery just sitting there. It shouldn't. Alright. Let's get a Makita battery. And let's cut this. Let's cut it with the saw. And we shall cut it with the sawzall. Because we're only going to get, well, you could probably cut it with a jigsaw. It still might be too close. Jigsaw might still not give you 1.25 inch. You might get a jigsaw in there. I think I have used a jigsaw a couple times, but I don't have my jigsaw on me right now. So we're gonna use a sawzall, which don't hurt as long as you're precise. Stop, because your table ain't gonna allow you to go that far. And I always watch my blade, never watch this, because no matter what, it's never accurate. Blade's always accurate. The blade's where it's cutting. Monday morning, start putting this sink together and start doing the doors. I don't really need my gloves for that. I started already opening the sink. This is what you get for $3.29, I want to say. I gotta put couplers on those before I set that down. Trash. Before I do the faucet, I want to do the basket strainers. Don't really need that. I already got my hole cut. Need that. Need that. Need that. Need these. These I usually put under the sink in here, so whenever they move in or whatever, they can put it up in top. The reason to put it in now, because these people, whenever they start cleaning or whatever, they start getting everything dirty. These basket strainers, you don't really need get that off. These basket strainers, you don't really need plumber's putty. You used to have to use, well, on a cheaper sink, if it don't come with basket strainers. Well, they have cheaper all-in-ones. Keep it stacked like that. Goes in, you want cardboard, rubber touching the steel, cardboard for that. It's not trash. So when you tighten this up, it doesn't twist on the rubber. The rubber won't twist up with that piece of cardboard. And then that is in place of your plumber's putty. But if it doesn't have this, this is not to go on the other side. This is not to waterproof. That does not waterproof nothing. Well, hold on. Put this. Bam. Cardboard goes in. Hopefully you can see. And you twist. You know what I don't have?
A few moments later.
Alright. I keep stopping, but it's okay. It can always be put together. So we're going to do the faucet. Don't scratch your faucet. Very simple faucet. The best nut ever for these, I think. Because all you gotta do, that's the back of your faucet. Stick this in there like that. that facing down. You're gonna hold this. You can see it. Try to hold this as straight as possible towards the back. And then you're gonna push and twist. And it'll start tightening up. I also like to make sure it is straight before I tighten all the way down. Good. Now you can tighten the hell out of it. And that's it. You're good. So there's stuff you need to do, but we'll go through that. This is all good for now. So take your this thing. All it is foam. But it helps seal you from getting any water below your countertop. It would work better on granite, but it'll work this way too. It goes right here. Sticky part down on the sink. Not on that. Not that way. Down that way. Sticky part down that way. Don't pull tight. You pull tight, you're gonna pull it, and it's gonna rip up. There's plenty of it to get it nice and loose and where it needs to be. That corner. Not every sink comes with this. So if your sink don't come with that, you usually have to run a little bit of silicone there. You gotta do it really, really thin, otherwise it's gonna come out when you put the sink down. And sometimes you don't even have to do that. I haven't had nothing on my sink, and I almost have, I think I have the same countertop, an old sink that's from, I don't remember, maybe 6-7 years ago. I know it's a brand that Home Depot don't sell no more, but it could be 8 years ago or something, and that sink has never leaked. And I don't have no silicone, nor do I have this strip. I guess it's just the way you cut the hole and how tight you get the sink to go down. How tight you make the sink. You're gonna get to the end, You're gonna cut it. All good. Now it's ready to go on the countertop. As you can see, I put it against the door like I was talking about. Just this a little bit better. Alright. Well, I don't always do this right away, but we're gonna do it. There. It's gonna go in there. You got your weight for your faucet. You got your Allen to adjust your faucet on the inside of your faucet. That's what those are for. They didn't just put an Allen wrench there for nothing. It's there for a reason. But do you ever use it? No. I guess if you had to adjust the pressure or fix it, I guess. Oh, come on. All this is for is soap. Alright. That all can go in after. Now, these. Probably not going to use them all, but try to get 2 of them in your hand, and they go this way. It's reverse. It's not reverse, but it is upside down right now, so it's gonna seem reverse thread. Put them in your pocket or whatever you can do, and then grab your sink and drop it in. Good. You may want to lift up a little bit, but sometimes if your hole is nice and tight, you can't. But if you're doing this, your sink is all the way down that way because the pressure is down that way, so your sink isn't all the way up or in the middle. But as soon as you put the little clips on, it should even out. But I like to put them up top. The top is what falls out. And you just spin. Now they are upright and they will be going righty tighty. Get that started. may be hard for you to see, but this way is lefty tighty, but when it's upside down, it's righty. No, I'm wrong. When it's upside down like this, it's righty tighty. You're tightening to pull down. That loosens it. Try to get in here. See if I can get the back of this. And put that in the little slot. I don't know how good the light is back here, but you're just gonna tighten. Now you'll never be able to get them on here because the edge of your countertop right here will hit. If yeah, I don't think there would ever be a case that you would even need those there. Well, you need them there, but I don't think there's ever a case that I'm able to put them there. Maybe if you were to cut the sink all the way back towards back here, cut it all the way back and have the lip touching that, you may have some room to be able to get one in there, but I can never get them in. Alright, get some more. 2 on each side, maybe even 3 on the back. If I want to move this whole thing over this way. To get to the back. Three for the back. Well, we'll just do 2 at the bottom for now. If you see, it's all the way down. I'm pretty sure it'll push itself in. This one seems kind of tight. You guys can see that. That's it. And you're gonna tighten it down with the screwdriver. These ones you usually gotta hold with some pliers and then a screwdriver. The smaller ones you don't. These bigger ones you do. Take a pair of pliers and a flathead. Even a 1/4 inch drive if you want. You can actually use that. Let's try it with that. Never did it that way, but we're gonna do it that way today. They're not always a 1/4 inch drive though. I don't even know if that's a 1/4 inch drive. About to find out. I'm pretty sure it is. Keep you on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 1/4 inch drive. Yes, it is. So it'll work. try to get down. And I'll try to put some light at this. Even that light out. Hopefully you can see. I like to hold it there because it likes to spin. Nope, won't work, so get the other one a little bit longer. You can use the flathead too. Tighten it down. Do one on the other side. I always do the bottom first so it'll push that sink up a little bit. That's good. Tighten your tops up. Good. Then I'd usually put 3 at the back. This thing don't want to. I'm gonna have to scoot this over. Well, I'm gonna do the back ones. Yeah.
Whatever it is you do, there's no plumbing pipe sticking through this roof. Just so you know.
There's nothing in the back?
No, there's no, the pipe was about a foot short coming through the roof. So I didn't bother flashing it. There's only shingles, I didn't cover the hole up.
I guess it don't matter because I can get in the attic and still fix it because it's in the
Yeah,
wall.
well, the hole in the roof is still there. I didn't put I have a flange for it, but there was no pipe.
Okay.
Alright, I just thought I'd let you know. Alright, have a good day.
Yep.
Go to fix banners, whatever that leak over there, try.
Alright.
You did something about the flash the hot water tank.
And yeah, the hot water tank too. Damn it. These ones like to twist for some reason, but once they grip though, they're good. And we're good. Sink is in. I'll come back and I'll drop the countertop. I need to put couplers on there and crimp those, and then those are good. Stop recording. Alright, I'm back. I actually put the countertop, I had some help, and I had to change the battery anyway, but it's not too hard to put it in. Pretty much did it myself, but I had a little bit of guidance, because usually when you put these on, you got silicone all around it. Pretty much you're going to silicone every cabinet. One strip this way, silicone this way, all the way. Silicone there, silicone there, silicone at the edge. And then if you can, try to measure, put a little bit of silicone here. You can see it kind of bled through. I didn't mean to do that, but it's okay because I'm going to do a strip of white silicone on the back. See a little bit of bleed through right there. It's okay, but it's down, it's even, because the cabinets are level. When your cabinets are level, your countertop's going to sit flat and even. You ain't going to have no wobble, no shit like that. If you have wobble, you did your cabinets wrong. You have something was done wrong. Look at that. Brand new sink. It looks like when they bent it. Unless that comes off. Huh. That's wild. Looks like from when they bent it. It's like a little, yeah, it looks like from when they bent it. Some of these manufacturers, they just let shit come out any old way. This is almost a $400 sink, and you're gonna let this, I'd be pissed if this was my sink. Well, it kinda is my sink, but it's not my sink, you know? It's my boss's sink. So, I'd be pissed. But it's in now, what am I gonna do about it? I'm not gonna take it back out. But now, you got this play on this. You're gonna take your soap dispensary and your anchor, your weight, and you're gonna put your weight where it needs to go. It'll show you right on the, what do you call it? Right on here, it should show you where it goes. You're gonna pull as hard as you can. Yeah, see, some silicone got on this. But I am just gonna whip it on here. It's not gonna hurt it once it dries. It should be okay. Well, you're gonna snap it in, which I should have already done. That's it. Snap that in. I got silicone all over my fingers now. Open up your weight. This little thing goes the way it says to go. It goes up. It says to put your weight here. I like to put it a little bit lower. know if it doesn't fly out of my fingers because of the silicone on my fingers. I like to put it a little bit lower. Come on now. That way it gives you, for one, gives the person, they can pull it up further, and it pulls the weight a little bit down. But, and then you take your weight, and you just slide it onto it, and you're good. Hot to hot. These little things, they're on the angle stops. They're not needed unless you use that type of supply line. We never use those supply lines no more. I don't know how good you guys can see this. All I'm doing is hooking up the supply line without looking at it. Okay. Doesn't want to go in. Come on, dude. I'm not on a good spot. I'm not in a good angle. It's not all the way in, but it will be. And you're gonna push this. Well, I'm gonna have to do it like this. You have that little tube to guide you. Stick the tube inside the little thing, the bottle, and you're just screwing your bottle to the bottom of this. Good. Alright, everything's together. Still gonna tighten those two up. Don't leave them untightened, because when somebody goes to turn on the water, which will probably be me, but if somebody else goes to turn the water on, and they go to turn that on, it's gonna start squirting everywhere, because you didn't tighten up your supply lines. So, tighten your supply lines up. Or how about this? Don't leave shit unfinished. Alright. They don't have to be tight, like super tight. Tight enough to get that rubber contact. Good. No reason to turn the water on yet, because the water isn't on. It's on downstairs, but I got it all off, so sink is good, countertop's good. Only thing I have to do is this drain. Once I do the drain, I'll hook up the center outlet and the P-trap. Stop recording.